In the vast expanse of the Milky Way, the Galactic Council had long reigned supreme. Composed of the oldest and most advanced civilizations, they viewed themselves as the guardians of order and progress. Earth, a small blue planet in an unremarkable solar system, had barely registered on their radar. That was about to change. On a crisp autumn morning, Dr. Samantha Chen stood before a hidden chamber deep within the Himalayas. Her heart raced as she deciphered the ancient symbols etched into the stone door. As the last piece of the puzzle fell into place, the ground trembled, and the massive doors slowly creaked open. Inside, row upon row of towering figures stood motionless, their metallic bodies gleaming in the dim light. These were the Titans, Earth's long-dormant protectors, created by an ancient human civilization that had foreseen this very day. As Samantha activated the first Titan, its eyes flickered to life with an otherworldly blue glow. A deep, resonant voice echoed through her mind. The time has come. The stars align. Earth must rise. Thousands of miles away, in the gleaming spires of the Galactic Council's capital, High Counselor Zix received an urgent transmission. Anomalous energy readings detected on Earth, the report stated. Recommend immediate intervention. Zix's crystalline body pulsed with anticipation. For centuries, the Council had debated whether to welcome Earth into the galactic community or to contain what they perceived as a volatile, unpredictable species. Now it seemed the decision had been made for them. Prepare the fleet, Zix commanded. We will show these humans the might of the Galactic Council and bring them to heel. Little did Zix know that Earth had been preparing for this moment for millennia. As the Council's warships entered the solar system, humanity's secret weapon stirred to life. General Marcus Rivera stood in the newly constructed Earth Defense Command Center, watching as reports flooded in from around the globe. The Titans were awakening, emerging from hidden bases in mountains, deserts, and ocean depths. All units, this is not a drill, Marcus announced, his voice steady despite the gravity of the situation. Operation Lazarus is in effect. May whatever gods are out there have mercy on our souls, because we're about to shake the foundations of the galaxy. As the first wave of alien ships entered Earth's atmosphere, they were met not by primitive defenses, but by colossal figures that seemed to defy the laws of physics. The Titans moved with impossible grace for their size, their bodies morphing and adapting to each new threat. In orbit, Captain Arya Khan of the Earth Space Navy watched in awe as the Titans engaged the alien fleet. Her ship, the ESS Defiant, was one of Earth's few space-capable vessels, a testament to how unprepared they should have been for this invasion. All hands, battle stations, Arya ordered. Let's show these aliens that humanity isn't going down without a fight. As the battle raged across the planet and in the space above, Dr. Chen worked feverishly to unlock more of the ancient chamber's secrets. Each new discovery revealed layers of technology that defied imagination, hinting at a human past far more advanced than anyone had ever suspected. In the Galactic Council's war room, Zix watched in disbelief as report after report came in of Earth's unexpected resistance. The humans were not only holding their own but pushing back against the Council's most advanced weaponry. Impossible, Zix muttered, his crystalline form flickering with agitation. How could we have miscalculated so badly? As the first day of the invasion drew to a close, Earth stood bloody but unbowed. The Titans had proven to be more than a match for the Council's forces, and humanity's indomitable spirit had shone through in countless acts of bravery and sacrifice. General Rivera, his uniform stained with smoke and grime, addressed the leaders of the world. Today, we have shown the galaxy that Earth is not to be trifled with, he declared. But this is only the beginning. The real war is just starting, and we must be ready for whatever comes next. As night fell across the battle-scarred planet, the Titans stood vigilant, their massive forms silhouetted against the star-filled sky. Humanity had unleashed its guardians, and the Galactic Council was about to learn the true meaning of fear. The stage was set for a conflict that would reshape the very fabric of galactic society. Earth, long dismissed as a backwater world, was about to show the cosmos why you should never underestimate the human spirit. As dawn broke on the second day of the invasion, the true scale of Earth's resistance sent shockwaves across the galaxy. News of the Titans and humanity's unexpected strength spread like wildfire through subspace communications, reaching every corner of the Galactic Council's domain. On distant worlds, oppressed species watched in awe as grainy footage of Earth's battle played on hidden screens. For the first time in millennia, hope flickered in the hearts of those who had long suffered under the Council's rule. Back on Earth, Dr. Samantha Chen delved deeper into the ancient chamber's secrets. Each new discovery painted a picture of a human civilization that had once spanned the stars, only to retreat and hide their most powerful creations on their homeworld. "It's not just weapons," she explained to General Rivera over a secure comlink. "The Titans are terraformers, healers, and builders. Our ancestors created them to shepherd humanity's rebirth when the time was right." Rivera nodded grimly. "And that time is now. We'll need every advantage we can get." In orbit, Captain Arya Khan and the crew of the ESS Defiant found themselves in the thick of the space battle. The ship's experimental quantum drives allowed it to dance between enemy vessels, striking hard and fading away before retaliation could come. "Target their command ship," Arya ordered, her eyes fixed on the massive alien vessel that loomed before them. "Let's see how they fare without their leadership." As the Defiant unleashed a barrage of advanced weaponry, a small team of Earth's best hackers worked tirelessly to breach the alien ship's defenses. Led by the brilliant but eccentric Zora Patel, they sought to turn the enemy's technology against them. "I'm in," Zara announced, her fingers flying across holographic interfaces. "You won't believe this, but their entire network is based on crystalline computing. It's like they never considered someone might try to hack them." On the surface, the Titans continued to push back against the invading forces. Each colossal guardian displayed unique abilities. Some manipulated gravity, others controlled the elements, and a few even seemed to bend the fabric of space-time itself. In New York, a Titan designated Cronus single-handedly held off an entire alien assault force. Its body shifted and flowed like liquid metal, absorbing enemy fire and redirecting it with devastating effect. The streets of Manhattan became a futuristic battleground, with humans and aliens alike gaping in awe at the display of power. Meanwhile, in the heart of Africa, another Titan named Gaia demonstrated a different kind of strength. As alien dropships scorched the Earth with plasma weapons, Gaia's touch brought instant renewal. Forests regrew in minutes, and barren ground burst forth with new life, creating natural barriers and healing the wounds inflicted on the planet. The Galactic Council's war room had devolved into chaos. High Counselor Zix struggled to maintain order as representatives from member species demanded explanations and action. "How could you have missed this?" roared Krax, the hulking representative of the warrior Zorn race. "You assured us the humans were primitive." Zix's crystalline form pulsed with agitation. We may have underestimated them, but all is not lost. We still have the nullifier." A hush fell over the room. The nullifier was the Council's ultimate weapon, capable of shutting down all advanced technology within a star system. It had only been used once before, to end a bloody civil war that had threatened to tear the galaxy apart. "You can't be serious," whispered Lyra, the Arcturian emissary known for her wisdom and compassion. "Using the nullifier on an inhabited world would be genocide." Zix turned to her, his voice cold. "The humans leave us no choice. We cannot allow their power to spread. The Council's authority must be maintained at all costs." As the Council debated, unaware that their communications had been compromised by Zora's team, Earth prepared for the next phase of the war. The Titans, guided by the ancient wisdom unlocked by Dr. Chen, began to awaken long-dormant technologies hidden across the planet. In orbit, Captain Khan received new orders from Earth Command. "All ships, fall back to Defense Pattern Delta," she announced. Something big is coming, and we need to be ready. As the ESS Defiant and its fellow ships retreated, the surface of the moon began to shift. Vast sections of the lunar landscape slid apart, revealing a massive cannon that had lain hidden for thousands of years. General Rivera watched from the command center as the weapon powered up. "Let's show these aliens that humanity's reach extends beyond Earth," he said, a grim smile on his face. "Fire when ready." The moon cannon roared to life, unleashing a beam of energy that cut through space like a scythe. As the moon cannon's devastating display faded from view, the galaxy held its breath. The Galactic Council's invasion force, once seemingly invincible, now hung in disarray above Earth. But both sides knew this was far from over. On Earth, General Rivera convened an emergency meeting with world leaders and the newly formed Titan Command. Dr. Samantha Chen's hologram flickered to life alongside the imposing figure of Cronus, the Titan who had defended New York. "The Council will regroup," Rivera began, his voice grave. "We've bloodied their nose, but they still outnumber and outgun us. Dr. Chen, what have you learned?" Samantha's eyes gleamed with excitement despite her exhaustion. "The Titans aren't just weapons, they're seeds of a new civilization. Each one carries the knowledge and technology of our ancestors. If we can fully unlock their potential, we might be able to leap centuries ahead in development." Cronus's deep, resonant voice filled the room. "We were created to guide and protect, not to conquer. But the threat we face now requires us to be both sword and shield for humanity." As the leaders debated strategy, Captain Area Khan and the ESS Defiant found themselves on a daring mission deep in enemy territory. Using the ship's advanced cloaking technology, they slipped past the Council's defensive lines. "Our objective is the Nullifier," Area briefed her crew. "Intel suggests it's being moved to the front lines. We can't let them deploy it against Earth." In the ship's engine room, Chief Engineer Raj Patel, Zara's brother, worked feverishly to keep the experimental quantum drives stable. "Captain, we're pushing the engines to their limits. I'm not sure how long we can maintain cloak at this speed." "Just get us there, Raj," Area replied, her voice tense. "The fate of Earth depends on it." Back on the Galactic Council's capital world, dissent was growing. News of Earth's resistance had spread, inspiring hope in oppressed species and fear in those who had long benefited from the Council's rule. Lyra, the Arcturian emissary, addressed the Council chamber. "We have lost our way," she declared, her luminescent form pulsing with emotion. "The humans don't just fight with weapons, but with an indomitable spirit. Perhaps it's time we reconsidered our approach to galactic governance." High Counselor Zix, however, was beyond reason. "Traitor," he screeched, his crystalline body fracturing with rage. "I will not let millennia of order crumble because of one primitive species." As Zix ranted, a small group of council members, led by Lyra, quietly slipped away. They had seen the writing on the wall and were determined to forge a new path. On Earth, the Titans continued to reveal new wonders. In the depths of the Amazon rainforest, a Titan named Terra unveiled a network of ancient terraforming devices. Activated by Dr. Chen's team, they began to rapidly heal the damage done to Earth's ecosystem by centuries of human activity. "It's incredible," Samantha breathed, watching as barren areas burst into lush greenery. "With this technology, we could restore Earth to its former glory and even make other worlds habitable." But even as hope grew on Earth, a new threat loomed. The Council's remaining forces had regrouped and were preparing for a final desperate assault. At their head was the Nullifier, a weapon capable of shutting down all advanced technology in its path. General Rivera received the grim news with stoic resolve. "All forces, prepare for imminent attack. This is the moment that will decide the fate of our world." As Earth braced for impact, the ESS Defiant closed in on its target. Captain Khan and her crew watched in awe as the Nullifier came into view, a massive, pulsing orb of energy that seemed to devour light itself. "All hands, battle stations. Area commanded. "We have one shot at this. Let's make it count." With a burst of speed, the Defiant decloaked and unleashed everything in its arsenal. Quantum torpedoes and gravity lances streaked towards the nullifier, each one powerful enough to level a city. For a moment, it seemed as if they had succeeded. The nullifier's surface rippled under the assault, its energy field fluctuating wildly. But then, with a pulse that shook the very fabric of space, it stabilized. "No effect," Zara shouted from her station. "Captain, that thing's shielding is beyond anything we've ever seen." Arya gritted her teeth, watching as enemy ships closed in around them. "We're not done yet. Raj, give me everything you've got. We're going to ram it." As the Defiant prepared for its suicide run, a new player entered the game. A massive portal tore open in space, and through it emerged a fleet of ships unlike anything seen before. At their head was a vessel that dwarfed even the largest council ships. A transmission crackled through every communication channel in the system. "This is Admiral Lyra of the Free Galactic Alliance. We stand with Earth against tyranny. Council forces, stand down or be destroyed." The cosmic chess game had entered its final decisive phase. Earth's fate, and that of the galaxy, hung in the balance. The next moves would determine whether a new era of freedom would dawn, or if the light of hope would be snuffed out forever. The arrival of Admiral Lyra's Free Galactic Alliance fleet shifted the balance of power in an instant. The Council's forces, caught between Earth's defenses and this new threat, fell into disarray. Aboard the ESS Defiant, Captain Arya Khan and her crew watched in awe as the massive Allied ships engaged the enemy. "All hands, belay that suicide run," she ordered, a mix of relief and determination in her voice. "We've got a new mission. Let's show our new friends what humanity can do." With renewed vigor, the Defiant joined the fray, its quantum drives allowing it to dance between the lumbering council ships. Arya's tactical genius shone as she coordinated with the alien fleet, exploiting weaknesses and creating openings for devastating strikes. On Earth, the sudden turn of events was met with cautious optimism. General Rivera, Dr. Chen, and the Titan Cronus gathered in the war room, analyzing the new development. "It seems not all aliens are our enemies," Rivera mused, watching the battle unfold on holographic displays. Cronus' deep voice rumbled in agreement. "There is wisdom in this alliance. Our ancestors foresaw a future where humanity would take its place among the stars, not as conquerors, but as equals." Dr. Chen's eyes lit up with excitement. "General, I think I know how we can turn the tide definitively. The Titans aren't just warriors, they're builders. If we can get them to the nullifier, they might be able to repurpose it." Rivera nodded grimly. "It's risky, but it might be our best shot. Make it happen, Doctor." As the space battle raged, a daring plan was set in motion. The Titans Gaia and Terra, guided by Dr. Chen's insights, began to construct a massive device on Earth's surface. It looked like a cross between an ancient stone circle and a futuristic particle accelerator. "If this works," Samantha explained to the world leaders, "we'll be able to create a localized wormhole. We can send a team directly to the nullifier, bypassing the entire enemy fleet." In orbit, the Council's forces were being pushed back, but the nullifier remained an ever-present threat. High Councilor Zix, his crystalline form cracked and dulled from the stress, made a final desperate broadcast. "Traitors and primitives," his voice screeched across all frequencies. "You think you've won. I'll see this entire system wiped clean before I let the Council fall." Aboard her flagship, Admiral Lyra received the transmission with a mix of sadness and determination. "So be it, old friend," she murmured. "You've left us no choice." As the Allied fleet pressed its advantage, the wormhole device on Earth hummed to life. A swirling vortex of energy appeared, stabilizing into a shimmering portal. Through this portal stepped an unlikely team. Dr. Samantha Chen, the brilliant scientist, Zara Patel, Earth's best hacker, and Cronus, the Titan Guardian. They emerged directly beside the nullifier, the massive orb of energy pulsing ominously before them. "Remember," Samantha cautioned as they approached the alien superweapon, "we're not here to destroy it. If we can reprogram it, we might be able to end this war in one stroke." Zara cracked her knuckles, a mischievous grin on her face despite the danger. "Leave the hacking to me, Doc. Just keep us alive long enough for me to work my magic." As Cronus provided cover, his massive form absorbing enemy fire, Samantha and Zara set to work. It was a race against time, their fingers flying over alien interfaces as alarms blared around them. Back on Earth, General Rivera watched the operation through Cronus's eyes, his knuckles white, as he gripped the edge of the command console. "Come on," he muttered, "just a little longer." In the space above, the battle reached its crescendo. The ESS Defiant, working in perfect synchronization with Admiral Lyra's flagship, carved a path through the enemy fleet. Captain Arya Khan's voice rang out clear and confident. "All ships, form up on us. We're going to punch a hole right through their line." As ships exploded and debris filled space, Zara let out a triumphant yell. "I'm in. Doc, I need you to make sense of this alien code. We've got one shot at reprogramming this thing." Samantha leaned in, her mind racing as she interpreted the complex algorithms. With Zara's hacking skills and her scientific insight, they began to rewrite the very core of the nullifier's programming. Just as victory seemed within grasp, High Counselor Zix made his final move. His flagship, a massive crystalline structure, broke through the Allied lines on a direct course for the nullifier. "If I can't have the galaxy," his mad voice echoed across all channels, "no one will." Time seemed to slow as multiple events converge. The Defiant and Lyra's flagship moved to intercept Zix. On the nullifier, Samantha and Zara worked feverishly to complete their reprogramming. And across Earth, the Titans began to glow with an otherworldly energy, as if sensing the pivotal moment at hand. With a blinding flash, the nullifier activated. But instead of the wave of destruction Zix had intended, a pulse of pure, harmonious energy swept across the battlefield. In its wake, weapons fell silent, shields flickered and died, and every ship hung motionless in space. Through the stunned silence, Dr. Chen's voice came through clear and triumphant. "We did it. The nullifier has been converted into a peace-enforcing field. No weapons can function within its range." As the implications of this sank in, a new era dawned for Earth and the galaxy. The war was over, not through destruction, but through an act of creation and repurposing. Humanity had not just defended itself, it had changed the very rules of galactic conflict. The cosmic chess game had reached its conclusion, but the true challenge of building a new just galactic order was just beginning. Earth, with its titans and indomitable spirit, would play a central role in shaping this new future among the stars. In the aftermath of the nullifier's transformation, an uneasy calm settled over the solar system. Ships hung motionless in space, their weapons and defensive systems rendered inert by the peace-enforcing field. For many, it was the first moment of true peace they had experienced in a lifetime of conflict. Aboard the ESS Defiant, Captain Arya Khan let out a long, shaky breath. "Stand down from battle stations," she ordered, her voice thick with emotion. "We've done it. We've actually done it." As the crew erupted in cheers, Arya opened a channel to Earth. "General Rivera, the space battle is over. The peace field is holding. What's our next move?" On the planet's surface, Rivera stood in the war room, surrounded by world leaders and the imposing figures of the Titans. "Good work, Captain," he replied. "Now comes the hard part, building a lasting peace." Dr. Samantha Chen and Zara Patel, still aboard the repurposed nullifier, began the delicate process of fine-tuning the peace field. Their goal was to create a system that would prevent large-scale violence while still allowing for self-defense and peaceful technological advancement. "It's a balancing act," Samantha explained to the others. We don't want to disarm the galaxy entirely, but we need to make sure no one can ever threaten entire worlds again. As they worked, Admiral Lyra's flagship approached the nullifier. The Arcturian leader requested permission to come aboard, which was granted with some trepidation. When Lyra stepped onto the nullifier's deck, the humans were struck by her ethereal beauty and the aura of wisdom that surrounded her. On behalf of the Free Galactic Alliance, she began, her voice melodious and calming. I extend our deepest gratitude and admiration to Earth and its people. You have done what many thought impossible. You've broken the cycle of violence that has plagued our galaxy for eons. Meanwhile, on the Galactic Council's capital world, chaos reigned. With High Counselor Zix's madness exposed and the Council's military might neutralized, long-suppressed rebellions erupted across countless worlds. Species that had been subjugated for millennia seized the opportunity to claim their freedom. Back on Earth, the Titans began a remarkable transformation. As the immediate threat passed, their warrior aspects receded, revealing their true nature as guardians and cultivators of civilization. Cronus, the Titan who had defended New York, now turned its incredible abilities to the task of rebuilding. Skyscrapers were repaired in minutes, and damaged infrastructure was not just restored but improved. In the Amazon, Terra and Gaia worked in harmony to accelerate the healing of Earth's biosphere. Deserts bloomed, polluted waters ran clear, and the air itself seemed to shimmer with renewed vitality. As Earth healed and rebuilt, representatives from across the galaxy began to arrive. The planet that had so recently been targeted for subjugation was now seen as a beacon of hope and a potential model for a new galactic order. General Rivera, Dr. Chen, and the other heroes of Earth's resistance found themselves thrust into the role of diplomats and visionaries. They worked tirelessly with Admiral Lyra and other alien allies to draft a new galactic charter, one based on mutual respect, shared progress, and the protection of all sentient life. We stand at a crossroads. Rivera addressed a historic gathering of galactic representatives. We can cling to old hatreds and fears, or we can embrace a future where diversity is our strength and cooperation our greatest weapon. As the days turned into weeks, the contours of this new galactic society began to take shape. Earth, with its unique blend of tenacity, creativity, and newfound ancient wisdom, took a leading role. But it was a leadership based on partnership, not domination. The Titans, once hidden guardians, now became teachers and guides. They shared the knowledge of Earth's ancient civilization, helping to elevate not just humanity, but all species who sought to learn. Zara Patel, the hacker who had helped reprogram the nullifier, found herself heading a new galactic technology exchange. Her mission was to ensure that advancements were shared equitably, preventing any one group from gaining too much of an advantage over others. Captain Arya Khan and the crew of the ESS Defiant embarked on a new mission, exploring the farthest reaches of the galaxy, not as conquerors, but as ambassadors of peace and discovery. Dr. Samantha Chen, recognized across the galaxy for her role in ending the war, dedicated herself to unlocking more of the Titan's secrets. Her work promised to revolutionize everything from medicine to space travel. As the new galactic order took shape, there were, of course, challenges. Old enmities didn't disappear overnight, and not everyone embraced the vision of a peaceful, cooperative galaxy. But with the peace field in place and a growing alliance of worlds committed to progress, these challenges were met with diplomacy and shared resolve rather than violence. 1 year after the failed invasion of Earth, a ceremony was held in the newly constructed Galactic Unity Tower in New York. Representatives from thousands of worlds gathered to ratify the new galactic charter. As General Rivera, now serving as Earth's first galactic ambassador, signed the document, he couldn't help but reflect on the incredible journey that had brought them to this point. We came to the brink of annihilation, he mused, but instead found the path to a brighter future for all. The Council's worst mistake became the galaxy's greatest opportunity. The age of the Titan Guardians had begun, and with it, a new chapter in the cosmic story of life among the stars. Earth, once a small blue planet of little galactic importance, now stood as a symbol of hope, resilience, and the indomitable spirit of sentient life everywhere. 5 years after the ratification of the Galactic Charter, Earth had become a bustling hub of interstellar activity. The once hidden world now stood as a shining example of cooperation and progress, its cities a harmonious blend of human ingenuity and alien influences. In the heart of the rejuvenated Amazon rainforest, Dr. Samantha Chen stood before a newly uncovered Titan artifact. Her team, a diverse mix of humans and aliens, watched in anticipation as she deciphered the ancient symbols. "This is incredible," Samantha breathed, her eyes wide with excitement. "It's not just a historical record, it's a star map. Our ancestors left clues about other worlds they visited, possibly even colonized." As news of the discovery spread, it reignited humanity's passion for exploration. The implications were staggering. Earth's ancient civilization might have spread far beyond their home planet before their mysterious retreat. Aboard the ESS Defiant II, a sleek vessel that represented the pinnacle of human-alien collaborative engineering, Captain Arya Khan received the report with a mix of excitement and trepidation. "Looks like our mission just got a lot more interesting," she mused to her XO, a towering Zorn named Grax. The former warrior species, once bitter enemies, now served alongside humans in the Galactic Peacekeeping Force. "Indeed, Captain," Grax rumbled, his reptilian features set in a thoughtful frown. "But we must proceed with caution. If these lost colonies exist, they may not welcome outsiders." As the Defiant II set course for the first set of coordinates, other changes were unfolding across the galaxy. The peace-enforcing field, continuously refined by Zora Patel and her team, had allowed for an unprecedented era of stability. But it had also forced many species to confront deep-seated issues that warfare had long masked. On the former Galactic Council capital world, now renamed Unity Prime, Admiral Lyra faced one such challenge. A group of former Council hardliners, led by a charismatic crystalline named Vex, had been gaining support with promises of restoring the natural order. "You've made us weak," Vex declared in a fiery speech. "This peace is unnatural. The strong should rule, as they always have." Lyra, her luminescent form pulsing with determination, stood firm. "We've moved beyond such primitive thinking," she countered. "True strength lies in cooperation, in lifting each other up. The old ways led only to endless conflict and suffering." As the debate raged, the Titans on Earth sensed the growing tension. Cronus, now serving as an advisor to the Galactic Unity Council, shared its concerns with General Rivera. "The peace we've built is still fragile," Cronus intoned, its massive form seeming to shimmer with otherworldly energy. "There are forces at work that would see it undone." Rivera nodded grimly. "We've come too far to let that happen. What do you propose?" "A journey," Cronus replied, "to the heart of the galaxy. There lies a power that could either secure our peace or shatter it completely." As preparations for this mysterious journey began, Dr. Chen's team made another startling discovery. Hidden deep within the Titan artifact was a warning, a message left by Earth's ancient civilization before their disappearance. "Beware the void dancers," Samantha translated, her voice hushed. "They come from between the stars, hungry for life and thought. We retreated to prepare, to guard against their return. If you read this, the time of reckoning is near." The warning sent shockwaves through the galactic community. Many dismissed it as ancient superstition, but others saw it as a vindication of their fears about the fragility of peace. On Unity Prime, Vex seized upon the news. "You see," he cried to his growing followers, "while we play at peace, an ancient enemy gathers strength. We must arm ourselves, return to the old ways, or face annihilation." As unrest grew, the ESS Defiant II made a shocking discovery at the first set of coordinates from the star map. They found not a thriving colony, but a graveyard of worlds. Planets that had once teemed with life were now barren, their surfaces scarred by what appeared to be enormous impact craters. It's like something was feeding on these worlds, Aria reported back to Earth, her voice shaking. Whatever did this, it was orders of magnitude beyond anything we've ever encountered. As the news spread, panic began to ripple through the galaxy. The peace that had seemed so secure now felt tenuous, threatened by both internal strife and the specter of an unimaginable external threat. In this atmosphere of growing fear and uncertainty, General Rivera and Kronos prepared to embark on their journey to the galactic core. They knew that whatever they found there could determine the fate not just of Earth, but of all life in the galaxy. As their ship, escorted by a fleet of Titans, prepared to depart, Rivera addressed a tense gathering of galactic leaders. "We stand at another crossroads," he declared, his voice steady despite the weight of responsibility. "Fear and division beckon, as they always have in times of crisis. But I ask you to remember what we've achieved together. Whatever threats we face, we will face them united." As the ship lifted off, carrying hopes and fears in equal measure, the galaxy held its breath. The next chapter in this cosmic saga was about to unfold, and its outcome would reshape the very foundations of existence. The Titan Guardians had awakened Earth to its true potential. Now they would guide humanity and its allies on a quest that would determine the future of all life in the cosmos. The Council's worst mistake had set in motion events beyond anyone's imagination, and the true test of the Galactic Alliance was yet to come. As General Rivera and Kronos' ship, the Celestial Voyager, journeyed toward the galactic core, tension across the United Worlds continued to mount. The looming threat of the mysterious Void Dancers and the discovery of devastated colonies had shaken the fragile peace to its core. On Earth, Dr. Samantha Chen worked tirelessly to decipher more of the ancient warnings. Each new revelation painted a more terrifying picture of the threat they faced. "The Void Dancers aren't just an alien species," she explained to a grim-faced council of world leaders. "They're something more abstract, like living equations that feed on the very concept of consciousness." Meanwhile, aboard the ESS Defiant Aya, Captain Aria Khan and her crew continued their exploration of the star map coordinates. Each new system they visited showed signs of the same catastrophic destruction. "It's like following a trail of cosmic breadcrumbs," Aria mused to her XO, Grax. "But instead of leading us home, it's taking us deeper into a nightmare." As they approached the final set of coordinates, the Defiant Uu's sensors picked up an anomaly. "Captain," the science officer called out, "we're detecting a massive energy signature. It's like nothing we've ever seen before." As they drew closer, a structure came into view that defied comprehension. It was a vast, geometric web that seemed to pulse with living energy, stretching across an entire star system. At its center, a swirling vortex of darkness that seemed to devour light itself. "By the Titans," Aria whispered, "what are we looking at?" Before anyone could respond, the ship's communications crackled to life. A voice, unlike anything they had ever heard, filled the bridge. It was as if the concept of language itself was being twisted to form words. "Seekers of knowledge, you stand at the threshold of understanding. We are the architects, guardians of the barrier between your reality and the void. The threat you fear draws near." Back in the heart of the galaxy, the Celestial Voyager had finally reached its destination. Before them loomed a massive structure that seemed to be made of pure, crystallized thought. It pulsed with an energy that made the very fabric of space-time ripple around it. As Rivera and Kronos approached, they were enveloped in a field of pure consciousness. Thoughts and memories not their own flooded their minds. They saw the rise and fall of countless civilizations, the birth and death of stars, the very turning of the cosmic wheel. "Welcome, children of Earth," a chorus of voices echoed in their minds. "We are the Cosmic Conclave, keepers of galactic memory. You have come seeking answers, but are you prepared for the truth?" Rivera, his mind reeling from the cosmic download, steadied himself. We're prepared for whatever it takes to protect our people, to protect all life in the galaxy. The Conclave's response was tinged with both admiration and sorrow. The threat you face is beyond mere protection. The Void Dancers are a cosmic inevitability, the counterbalance to creation itself. They cannot be defeated, only delayed. As this revelation sank in, the galaxy itself seemed to hold its breath. On Unity Prime, Admiral Lyra found herself locked in a desperate struggle against Vex and his followers. The news of the Void Dancers had pushed many into the arms of those promising strength through militarization. We cannot afford peace in the face of such a threat. Vex roared to a crowd of terrified citizens. We must arm ourselves, forge ourselves into a weapon that can strike fear into the heart of the Void itself. But even as fear threatened to unravel everything they had built, hope emerged from an unexpected source. Zara Patel, working with a team of the galaxy's best minds, had made a breakthrough in understanding the peace-enforcing field. It's not just about stopping violence, she explained excitedly to a gathering of scientists. The field is a tool for cosmic harmony. If we can expand it, attune it to the right frequency, we might be able to create a barrier that even the Void Dancers can't penetrate. As these events unfolded across the galaxy, the Titans on Earth began to stir. Their ancient programming, dormant for eons, had finally been activated by the approaching threat. In a display that awed and terrified in equal measure, the Titans began to merge, their forms melding into a single colossal entity that dwarfed mountains. Dr. Chen, watching in amazement, realized the truth. They're not just guardians, she breathed. They're a key to unlocking the full potential of our galaxy's life force. As the merged Titan rose into the sky, its voice resonated across the planet and beyond, carried by subspace signals to every corner of the galaxy. Children of the cosmos, hear us. The time has come to stand as one. Not in fear, not in war, but in the unifying power of life itself. In that moment, from the heart of the galaxy to its farthest reaches, all sentient beings felt a connection. A spark of shared purpose that transcended species, transcended even the boundaries of individual consciousness. Rivera and Cronus, still communing with the cosmic conclave, felt the shift. This is it, Rivera realized. This is what Earth's ancient civilization was preparing for. Not a war, but a transformation. As the Void Dancers approached, their non-existence threatening to unravel reality itself, the galaxy prepared for its greatest test. It would not be a battle fought with weapons, but with the very essence of life and consciousness. The Council's worst mistake had led to this moment, a moment where the fate of not just a planet, not just a galaxy, but of the very nature of existence hung in the balance. As the cosmic crucible reached its peak, the true power of unity, of life affirming itself in the face of oblivion, was about to be unleashed. In this final hour, the galaxy stood ready, not as conquerors, not as victims, but as the culmination of billions of years of cosmic evolution. The Titan Guardians had prepared the way. Now, it was up to every sentient being to write the next chapter in the grand cosmic story. The ultimate test had arrived, and in its crucible, the true destiny of life in the universe would be forged.